Hey there, Virgo. Welcome to your reading for the week of October 25th. Virgo, we're going to just jump right in here, and we are going to see what is going on for you at this time. I'm using the classic tarot here, so I haven't used this deck in a long time, and I don't know, I'm just going through a phase where I just want to use the decks that I haven't been using. So that's what we're going to do. Also, at the end, I'm going to pull 3 yes or no question cards. So if you have questions, I will give you time to think of your questions. If you don't, that's fine too. I'm just going to put all 3 together, and I will just be answering them as kind of like one thing. Your reading is really nice, actually. You do have the sun, and your crossing energy is the 5 of Wands. Not great, is what I'd say. But at the same time, I feel there is a major turnaround coming in for you here. You have the Wheel of Fortune as your outcome. You also have the Empress and the Emperor. I did that backwards, but the Empress and the Emperor here showing up. This is divine counterparts, or, you know, like power couple vibes. So if you're looking for love, this could be new love coming in for you. Doesn't matter what gender you're attracted to either. It could be the same gender, different gender, whatever. This is just, you know, kind of the energies in the situation. So I do feel like there's a lot of happiness coming in for you. I mean, you know, I feel like there's a lot of reasons to be happy as well with this Sun card. Kind of like your crossing energy is this 5 of Wands. It's interesting, you have the 5 of Wands, 5 of Pentacles right below it. 5 of Pentacles is your foundation. 5 of Pentacles is a little bit of an illusion. We'll talk about that in just a second when we get there. But 5 of Wands as a crossing energy could represent conflicted energy. It can represent you being conflicted on like what will make you happy in life, or, you know, what will lead to the most fulfillment. Really, I would say, you know, I feel like this reading is basically saying, don't sell yourself short. Don't, you know, really having like Emperor and Empress in a reading like this outside of love says, you know, go for everything you want. There's no reason to, you know, kind of sell yourself short. So I would make sure to do that here with these 2 cards. Does that mean you're going to accomplish everything you want? Not necessarily, but, you know, if you try, you'll maybe get like 90% of the way, which is probably better than what you've experienced up until this point. So, you know, I would definitely go for it, is what I would say to you. In the area of your thoughts, you have the Page of Swords here. I'm not sure how to feel about this. I kind of feel like just I feel all over the place, number one, when I am thinking about this Page of Swords, when I'm focusing on it. So I feel a little bit more kind of like aimless energy, not being sure what to do. I almost feel like he's just kind of like swinging his sword with his eyes closed. You know, it's like, I don't know if you've ever seen one of those movies, Virgo, where it's like one of the characters is like has their eyes closed and they're like swinging their sword all over the place, but they're not like focused. They're not this right here. You know, the Emperor, he is kind of the type where he has a very strong plan. He would be thrusting his sword, you know, straight into something. He wouldn't just be like swinging all over the place. So, you know, I kind of get these feelings of maybe like anxiety, fears, not wanting to confront something, 5 of Wands kind of going sideways. Even in the area of your foundation, you have the 5 of Pentacles here. 5 of Pentacles says, do not call attention to your weaknesses. Again, the Emperor, maybe he does have a weakness in battle, but he's not going to show it, right? He focuses only on his strengths. So he doesn't focus on things that he can't control. It's like, I don't know, there's like a million examples of what could be going on here, but it's like he is going to focus on the things that work in his life. He's not going to be kind of like swinging around aimlessly like that Page of Swords. And the 5 of Pentacles is like, again, a card of focusing or needing to focus on your strengths. So that's what I would do here. In the past, you do have the 10 of Cups. So some of you, maybe you were happy in the past, or you felt like you were more happy in the past. 10 of Cups is happy home, happy family. It is also like a card of fortune after difficulty as well. So I do kind of get that feeling. And I've been talking about this to you for weeks, where I feel like some of you have crawled out of like a hole, and maybe you found yourself in like another little hole, right? And I feel like that's kind of like what you are thinking about. In the area of the near future, you have the Knight of Wands. I would focus very, very hard on your desires. Even, you know, this isn't really a diagonal here, Virgo, but if we look like this, we go Page of Swords to the Knight of Wands to the Emperor, you know, just in not an accurate way to read a Celtic cross, but, you know, again, intuitively, I feel that this Emperor energy is kind of your answer. I feel like it is the thing that is going to lead to the turnaround here with the Wheel of Fortune. For whatever reason, I feel like this emperor right here, like I feel like he is very deliberate. I feel like he is, very focused. I feel like he is really kind of like just going for something when I look at that one right here. And I feel like that's the energy that you need to be embracing at this time, like a very focused, deliberate energy. The Knight of Wands, to me, on a very simple level, is your desires. You could just desire to do something. Maybe you want to bake cakes. Maybe you want to start a business. Maybe you want love. Maybe you want a relationship. He kind of puts his heart and soul into something. He's almost at the Queen of Wands. To me, the Queen of Wands is true wholehearted energy, and he's almost there. He is almost kind of embracing the Queen of Wands energy of being very focused and, putting your heart and soul into something. And I feel like that's what you're doing here. In the near future, over the next few months, you have the Emperor. I feel like you're very focused, very deliberate. It's like he's very, very focused to me on this card. And I feel like you're really going for something. So I feel in a lot of ways you're taking the lead, which is very, very good for you here, Virgo. I feel like you're going to be accomplishing a lot. I feel like you're going to be finding a lot of success as well with this energy. And I feel like you have a good handle on what you need to do. I would just I would make sure that you're pushing forward at this time. In the area of your closest relationships, you have the Empress here. The Empress is a card of abundance, success, good things coming in for you here. She, again, I think the most important thing with the Empress is the fact that she understands that she comes from a place of infinite abundance. The waterfall behind her represents that fact, that she comes from a place of infinite abundance. She comes from a never-ending source, right? So I feel for a lot of you, that's what's going on with the Empress, is it's like saying you are coming from this place of never-ending abundance, and you need to realize that that's where your energy comes from. If you're pulling from source, then, you will be fine. I always it always reminds me of reading tarot, right? People always ask me, aren't you tired after you read tarot all day? I'm like, no. Because, again, the way that I learned to read tarot is that you're channeling from source. You're not using your own energy. You're using energy from source. So to me, people who get tired after they read tarot, it's like it's a bad sign that they're using their own energy. That means you're putting your own stuff on your readings, right? So it's like if you're channeling from source, then the information that's coming out is coming from source. It's not coming from you, right? And that she understands that. But you could be channeling in another way. I feel like everybody channels, but maybe in other ways. Like maybe you're creating a business. You could be channeling that information for your business from source. This could be in love as well. You could be trying to build a relationship. And if you're meeting someone who channels from source, you pull from source energy, then you're coming into a relationship that has a lot of energy, right? So I feel like some of you could be having that realization here. I do feel like your relationships are becoming more abundant is what I would say here. And this is going to sound weird, but what's popping into my head is I feel like you're going to find people who you're very attracted to. And this could be physically in general. Here is what I would say to you, Virgo, where it's like you meet people who you find them just attractive, right? For whatever reason, I feel like that's, kind of like something you need to pay attention to here. I'm not saying only be friends with beautiful people. That's not what I'm suggesting here. What I'm suggesting is, and again, maybe not. Maybe you're meeting people who aren't beautiful, quote unquote beautiful on the outside. But I feel like you're kind of I feel like you need to pay attention to people that you find yourself attracted to. It could be their intelligence. It could be their anything, right? And, I'm not saying you're going to be falling in love with these people, but there's something there. There's something about the people that you're kind of attracted to at this time. And like I said, not necessarily romantically, but kind of. And again, I don't think these are going to be romantic partners. I feel like these are going to be people that you're surrounding yourself with that kind of help you. Next, in the area of your future feelings, you have the Ten of Swords. I feel like you need to get up off the ground here, Virgo. I do feel like you've been through it, for sure. I said this in your last reading as well, for last week. And I feel like you've been through a difficult time. There's no doubt about it. But Ten of Swords is dead, done, over with. I'm pretty sure you had the Ten of Swords, now that I think about it, in your last weekly reading, if I'm not mistaken. And, again, it's about needing to realize, he's dead. He just needs, it doesn't take 10 swords to kill someone. So it just represents needing to get up off the ground, needing to realize that you have undergone a transformation. It's once you do that, boom, your outcome is the Wheel of Fortune. This is like a major turnaround for you, and I feel like there is going to be a change in your fortunes here, Virgo. So, love it. This looks like a pretty good reading. We're going to clarify some of this first before we pull the 3 questions, and that'll be that. So, Virgo, right here, you have the Chariot for your main energy here, the center of the spread. So, I do feel there is a victory coming in for a lot of you. Everybody keeps getting Chariot vibes. I don't really know how to feel about the Chariot constantly coming up over the past, like, I'd say 2 months or so. I don't think I've ever seen the Chariot show up so much. Like, and especially the other thing I've noticed in past readings for like the past few months is like the Chariot is showing up in very important places, like the center card, for example, when I do the 9 card spread, or showing up as the outcome, for example, as well. So very interesting. Chariot is as above, so below. I do feel like it's because we're kind of entering into a time where I feel like maybe we have more control over reality in general, right? Like, what is reality in the first place? But we have to realize it, meaning like I feel like people need to start just living the life they want, and like don't worry about rules, regulations, all those other things, right? I'm not saying break laws here. Let me make that perfectly clear, right? But what I am saying is like there might be certain things you have in your head that you feel are preventing you from doing something, but really those rules probably don't exist. Like maybe you feel like only smart people can have a business, and maybe you feel dumb. I'm not calling you dumb, but maybe that's how you feel. This is like saying break that rule, break the limitations that you set for yourself. That's really what I'm getting here. With the Page of Swords, World, I would be very focused. World is like completing a cycle. You're clearly completing a cycle. I mean, you have the Wheel of Fortune at the end. And the World, to me, can represent a birthing process, being born on the other side. So it's like you're stepping into a new world. Again, this is why you need to break the rules. Again, these rules exist in your mind. I'm not talking about rules that we have to follow. I want to make that clear for the YouTube police that are always like, he's telling people to break the rules, right? Like, okay, goodbye, hall monitors. Nobody likes hall monitors. Get out of here, right, Virgo? But what I would say is that there are rules that you probably have in your head that just don't exist. And it's like we're entering into a new world. So it's time to break those rules so you can, exceed your own expectations, live a better life, whatever. With the 5 of Pentacles, you have the Justice card. Balance, but again, 5 of Pentacles justice is like you are going to get exactly what you are thinking. Justice is cause and effect. With the 5 of Pentacles, it's like if you're focusing on a weakness, you're going to get more weakness. If you're focusing on a strength, you're going to get more strength. So I would focus on the good stuff and not the bad stuff. I know it's ridiculous, but it's like, I always tell people, it's free, right? Literally, my life sucked like years ago, and I was in such a bad place, Virgo, and literally the only change I made was my thinking, and it's free. It doesn't cost any money. I just started thinking more positively. I just started focusing more on the good stuff, not the bad stuff. Did I still have bad days? Absolutely. Was I still mostly stinking thinking for like 50% of the time? Yes. Or like 49% of the time? Yes. And it was like a slow grind, right? I had to like slowly train my brain to stop thinking about all the reasons I couldn't do something. But it changed my life, right? That's why I do this for free because again, it totally changed my life, and I feel like it could change everybody's life. Just kind of focusing just that 1% extra or 1% more on the positive side of things. Like, yeah, 5 of Pentacles, 10 of Swords, there are plenty of reasons, plenty of things to focus on. And trust me, like, I had plenty of things to focus on that were miserable. So if I can do it, you can do it. I fell on my head when I was 10 years old, so brain swelling and everything. So again, if I can do it, you can do it. Trust me. With the Knight of Wands here, you have the 7 of Cups. Like I said, 7 of Cups is spoiled for choice. I feel, like I was saying in the beginning of the reading, your focus is going to be very important here, Virgo. I would focus on one thing you want to accomplish and accomplish it, and then you're going to do another and another and another. So, I would do one thing at a time. With the Emperor, what do you know? You have the 8 of Wands, quick success. I feel like you're accomplishing things very quickly. That's what you're going to realize. Like when you focus on one thing at a time, I feel like you're going to accomplish things very, like much faster than if you try to focus on a bunch of things at a time. I don't think that's always true, by the way. I think there's a time and a place for multitasking and all that other stuff. Like I said, I feel like you should challenge the rules. So, like I always say, it's like there are plenty of business people that are like only focus on one thing at a time. But then I've met other business people who focus on a million things at a time, and they're like 10 times more successful than the people who focus on one thing at a time. So it's like, who makes up these rules? Who comes up with these things, right? Don't listen to me. Don't listen to them. Listen to yourself is what I say. So with the Empress here, you have the Ace of Swords, major victory coming in for you. This is a damn fine reading here, Virgo. I like this. This is a victory coming in for you here. I do feel like some of you, again, Ace of Swords, sacrifice. Some of you could be walking away from people. I'm cheating because, I can look at your astrology over the past like 4 or 5 years. There's a lot of stuff that you've been dealing with over the last 4 to 5 years that probably has a lot to do with your close relationships, the people in your life, the people around you. So you could have experienced challenges. You could have also experienced really good things in the relationships around you, but no doubt about it, I feel like your relationships in general are changing. I feel like your relationship to relationships is changing as well. So it's like the way that you see relationships, deal with them, all that other good stuff. With the Ten of Swords, you have the Hangman here. And I feel for some of you, this is about just needing to realize, Hangman is about a sacrifice, right? Ten of Swords could be a sacrifice because it's like you're needing to realize that something is dead, done, over with, needing to move on to something new. So I just feel like it's saying that. And with the Wheel of Fortune, you have the High Priestess. I would definitely trust your intuition. If you're looking for love, it could be a Pisces. Whenever I get 2 Pisces cards, to me that says that it could be a Pisces. It could also be a fire sign coming in for you. You keep getting fire in your readings. Could be an Aries, Taurus. You get Earth. I mean, everything is here. It could be any sign that's coming in for you here, Virgo. But those are the signs that kind of stand out to me. For the most part, I feel like that High Priestess is saying you need to trust your intuition at this time. But this is a good reading. I feel like it's talking about a turnaround, things improving. We're going to pull 3 yes or no questions here, Virgo. So we're going to do 1, we're going to do 2, and 3 right here. Feel free to pause this reading if you need time to think your questions. If you don't have questions, that's fine as well. But for question number 1, I would say yes, 3 of Cups. So I feel like there is a celebration, probably some sort of reunion coming in for you. For question number 2, I would say yes, success, major success coming in for you. And for question number 3, I would say yes, Queen of Wands. Wasn't I saying Queen of Wands? Right there. I feel like this is the energy that you should focus on to have that turnaround. Wholehearted energy. She picks one thing on the 7 of Cups. She, maybe she wants to start a business. Maybe she wants to focus on love. Maybe she wants to focus on having a family or getting a career, whatever. She picks one thing. She puts her heart and soul into it, and she accomplishes it because she puts her heart and soul into something. So I'd say you can have whatever you want, as I say to everybody in every single reading, but you just need to put your heart and soul into it. I would also say be careful of your thinking down here. Justice is pretty straightforward. It is very straightforward cause and effect. Like, you will get what you put into things. But this is an awesome reading. I love it. So thank you for being here, Virgo. Really appreciate it, and definitely enjoy your week.